And I'm Erica, by the way. Welcome, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. I am, just to introduce myself to those who I have not met before, I am a trance angelic channel. That's why we're here today. I'm also a psychic energy healer, the founder of Healing Collective Academy, and I teach people how to do what I do. So I teach intuitive and spiritual development. I teach channeling. I also teach psychic energy healing. And then I lead healing programs and healing sessions as well. So thank you for being here today and sharing your time and your curiosity with me. Um, so how do I do this? I connect in, I send my awareness up as high as I could go, connect into the angelic realm, set my kind of awareness aside, and then I channel a stream of consciousness from the angels or whatever spirit or being in the light has come through. I only work in the light. I also channel Yeshua and have healing programs with the Spirit of Jesus, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we'll just see who comes through today. I never know what's going to happen, and it's always a good time. It's literally one of my favorite things. Um, we do have people coming in from all over the world, so that's really exciting. A lot of us are in different time zones. I'm currently in Spain. I know Ivo just logged on, and he's also in Europe. So welcome to everybody in your different corners of the world. Is there anything else I want to say? Yeah, just if you are staying on after this point, that this is giving consent for this to be placed on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube and you weren't here on the live call, welcome. I hope you learned something, and that this resonates with you. And thank you for being here. Okay. What we're going to do moving forward, because I want to dive in so we have as much time as we can for questions. I'm going to take us through a grounding exercise. If you are an expert in grounding and you have your own grounding process, please move forward accordingly to your own grounding. But I will, for the purpose of the group and the replay, I will walk us through a grounding exercise. And then I will set space with a universal prayer, and then take a few moments to get connected, and we will see what happens. All right. Any questions before we dive in about the process? No, we good to go? Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and get nice and comfortable. And make sure that quickly, make sure that you are muted through the process unless it's your turn to go. Unmute yourself. You guys can chat with each other in the chat box if you need to, tell somebody to unmute or whatnot. But yeah, let's make sure for background noise, I think everybody is muted, which is fantastic. But make sure that you unmute when it's your turn and then you mute yourself again and put your hand down when you're done. Other than that, I think we're good to go. All right, everybody, let's take a nice deep belly breath in and just releasing on your out breath. And again, nice cleansing deep inhale and releasing on your exhale, letting go of your day and arriving here in this moment. And then one more time, deep belly breath in. And just simply drawing your shoulders down from your ears on your exhale and just arriving fully in this present moment. And from here, go ahead and find yourself sitting or standing on whatever surface you prefer to anchor into. It can be on the Earth or another planet in the solar system, for example. And as you're sitting or standing there, I want you to imagine that you're dropping a nice thick root from your sits bones, from your tailbone, all the way down through the surface of that place and down through the layers and layers and layers of soil and stone. And let that anchor travel all the way down to the center point of that place, getting nice and firmly rooted. And we're calling in all of our highest angels, archangels, ascended masters, spirit guides, and divine specialists, angels on high light of God, and Yeshua and Archangel Michael. Any other being of love and light that wants to support in today's Q&A channeling, we invite forward for guidance, for spiritual guidance and clarity around our questions, our gifts. We invite forward for everyone's highest and best good on this call and in the replay. And let me go ahead now and get connected. Give me just a few minutes and we will begin. Hello, dear ones. We are with you. We walk among you. Yes, weaving through and around your space. We are here. We are here. Many, 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 many angels. Countless, countless, yes, beings of light. Yes, surrounding you all at this time on earth. We come in love. We come in light and reverence for your being, for your presence here in this incarnation and the work, the tireless work and light that you shine, yes, as you walk forward on your path, yes, illuminated. We are among you, dear ones, yes, ever present and willing and ready to assist, to aid you in all things required. Yes, to aid you in ways of becoming, in ways of expansion, in needs unknown and known. Yes, in the flesh and in spirit, in light. Yes, and we are most grateful to be here with you this day to answer the curious questions that you have gathered. Yes, and to support you in the unfolding. For there is much unfolding within this realm at this time, yes, on earth as you are experiencing it. Yes, there's much unfolding in spirit. There's much being overseen at this time, yes, on earth. And we are with you through it all, dear ones. Yes, you are not alone. You are not forsaken. We are among you. Yes, we are working tirelessly, yes, and excitedly in the background. Yes, behind the scenes of your lives, there's much unfolding. Yes, and we wish to welcome you into the space for you have many questions. You have many questions, and we would like to give time for the answers to be satisfactory. Yes, to answer in fullness to the extent of our ability at this time. And so we welcome you, dear ones, into the sacred container, the sacred space that has been brought together for the purpose of understanding and expansion. Yes, an illuminated thought. Yes, illuminated thought and understanding. So we welcome you in and we say hello, and we are eager and ready to begin. We may proceed. Who wishes to go first? You may ask your question. Be sure to unmute, dear ones.
Okay, hi Erika. Hi angels. I think many of us here in this community are in the early stages of building our healing practice and beginning to attract clients who may benefit from our work do you have any insights or guidance on how to navigate this journey effectively and how to build a thriving practice?
Yes, dear one, you asked about building your calling, your business. Yes, you are looking for guidance around how to endeavor to proceed in your calling. And we say to you, dear one, that your creative force is ripe with potential, and the calling that you feel within your heart, yes, the pull forward as if you are being drawn, yes, on a gentle, invisible wind, yes, in the direction of your desire. This is most potent with potential ripeness for the potential for great fulfillment in this career that you seek to build, yes, and harmonize with your gifts. And we say to you that there are there are many individuals that would benefit from your assistance, from the reception of your abilities, of your gifts, of your knowledge, yes, of your personal signature. For each of you may help people in different ways, and individuals will have different needs from different healers, from different channels, from different psychics and mediums and therapists, and so on and so forth. And so we say to you, dear one, that first you must move forward in the calling, to feel this and to step forward in it. Yes, and to follow what is most natural to you, what is most natural to you. And many of you, yes, for you have lived experiences that are ripe with wisdom. And much of what you have personally experienced in your lives will translate into your work, and you will be able to aid people in their own becoming in ways in which you have personal experience. So as you draw together all of these natural skills and understandings and knowledge, you will have those who are seeking your assistance and your help. And so it is for you, dear ones, to move forward in your heart centered desire, to move forward in alignment with that in which you feel most naturally called towards. Yes, and to take necessary steps. There are always the foundational needs, yes, of business development that you must take, yes, steps by step, the protocols that are needed to open up the foundation of a business. But we say to you, dear ones, that in the coming times, your creative energy will shift. It will change in the ways in which you will call these individuals forward, and the ways in which you will provide, yes, will alter the ways in which you assimilate to the new frequencies arriving to the planet, yes, will aid you immensely in the expansion of your calling and your careers. For you will be drawn forward to create in ways that will be more aligned and more instantaneous. You will find it will be easier, yes, for you to have a thought and a desire and to take action, as if the energy of the time is ushering you forward with greater ease. Do you understand what we speak?
Yes, that sounds beautiful. Thank you.
Did your question get answered in the way you were anticipating?
I believe so. Yes. Yeah.
We are open to another question.
Yeah. I have prepared a question. Can you tell us more about your difficulties with us as humans and suggestions, maybe what we could do easily to alleviate these?
We chuckle at this, dear one, for humanity as a whole are quite stubborn. They are quite stubborn. Yes, they come into the flesh, the body, and they become fixed as patterned creatures. They become closed and disoriented to the energies available to them and the possibilities, yes, available to them. And they close their hearts down and find themselves trapped within their minds. And this makes it most difficult for they become center focused within the ego, and they make decisions and take actions that are not necessarily for the wholeness, for the good of all, for the good of many, for the collective, for the planet, for each other, and for themselves. And this becomes quite a predicament, most frustrating at times, though as angels, yes, and guides, beings of light, we chuckle at this, for we see the stubbornness, yes, playing out within humanity. And while we do not necessarily experience the emotionality of frustration, for we tirelessly will support you and aid you. We do, dear ones, yes, see the shortcomings, yes, the limitations of the human condition, of the human mind. Yes, and this is we laugh, we chuckle at this, for we find it in some ways humorous. We find it humorous, for you tend to lose sight of yourselves and of each other, and ruminate, yes, within your own experience and expression. And then you, in regards, you also simultaneously will shut down your hearts and hold grievances against one another, and stay within the smallness of your experience, of your wounding. It is most difficult for humanity at this time to dig themselves out of their own pain. That has been one of the great challenges of the human condition, yes, of the human race, is to pull themselves out of their wounding, of their shadowy selves, yes, to bring themselves out of their own circumstances. Yes, and this has been the reality on Earth for many millennia, many years. Yes, and in this way, we see the coming times to be beneficial, for there will be a great shift in, for those who are ready to expand and to move forward. They will find that these traits in which the human condition has historically experienced will be eased. Yes, they will be having a different experience with incarnations than what is currently on Earth. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
You are
Absolutely.
most welcome. You are most welcome. Who would like to go next?
So I think I have the question might have been answered with V's question about our path. I think everybody has a question about our path, but maybe if there's something specific with my business, and if not, if it's the same, it's maybe shed some light on all the different energies and beings and everything that I'm seeing.
Mm. Yes, dear one, for there is um a you are, dear one, opening to the many energies. There are many energies. You work with spirits, do you not?
Yes, well, I see them,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I don't hear what they say yet, if that makes sense.
Yes, you are, dear one, in the experience of your abilities, at a we wish not to, we want to say a standstill. We would like to say a standstill where you are troubled with the limitation of the gifting at this time, as it is unfolding, as it is opening. And there are blocks that are inhibiting the connection you are seeking. And these blocks, to heal them, would most aid you, for you would raise your frequency and be able to communicate in more clear ways. You would be able to communicate and receive communication. For now, there is a what feels like a mute button. Yes, a block, a barrier that is keeping you from interpreting and understanding the beings in which you would otherwise connect into and hear freely. And this translates beyond, dear one, for you are looking for greater connection to spirit in general, for a greater connection to the divine and understanding. And there is a limitation with the frequency that you are currently at, which is related to some additional healing that would benefit you. There's some additional healing that would benefit you, and to raise your frequency, this would be supportive for you in unlocking this. We say that there are needs to clear your field. You will need more energy hygiene in your space and in your field. And you will need to define exactly what you want to connect into. And this will be of importance for you, for you do not want to have a revolving door. You will need to be specific about who you are willing to work with and why. Do you understand our answer?
I do. Is there a specific healing program that would be helpful, or is that, I mean, I know Erika has one coming up.
We say that that would be most beneficial for you. Yes, the Anchor in Love and Free Your Mind series are extremely powerful for unlocking gifts and for raising the frequency and aligning the energies of the individual to their higher expression of self. And this is the point of the programs with the Spirit of Jesus, with Yeshua, for and the angels, for they work together in tandem on the individuals that join in. And this would greatly solve your predicament. You would find that this would give you what you are looking for, dear one. We say specifically for you that this will keep you more clear, and it will create an opening within your connection that you would desire, and it would release some heart wounding and belief systems that are keeping you stagnant in your unfolding. Does
Okay.
that make, do you understand what we say?
Yes. So either the Anchor in Love or the one that's coming up on the 15th, because I was planning the 15th if that one
We
would.
say the 15th. We say to do the one coming up first, and the Anchor in Love will be hosted live again after this series. She has been instructed to do another live series in the summertime, for there will be more healing offered for the time that it is available. There will be another live series which we would recommend. The self-paced one that has completed would be beneficial. We would say that is also beneficial if you have the opportunity to do the live session. We highly recommend it, for it is very potent. It is very potent.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You are most welcome. Who would like to go next?
Hi, angels. It is so
Hello,
wonderful
David.
to be in your presence. I have a question around religion. What religious untruths may be brought to light regarding women not being truthfully represented in the Bible, and specifically Mary Magdalene?
This is a profound question indeed, for there has been much controversy and misinformation and coercion around the feminine energy and the feminine divine, and the role of women historically at the time of Jesus and throughout history. And we say to you that there has been many, many great lies that have been told for the purpose of power, of control, yes, of property, of ownership, and of self-service. And this was true of the times, and there is a great unraveling that is beginning, that will continue to be opened through the waves of light, through the ascension energy, for all will be revealed, dear one, all will be made known. But we say to you, dear one, that yes, the feminine lineage in humanity has been deeply oppressed through the energies that would seek to dominate, that would seek to control, that would seek to remain in power. And the feminine energy has been threatening to this structure of energy present on Earth, that is being unraveled and revealed, because the feminine energy is uncontainable. It is most powerful. It is it is a source of great creative energy. It is the source and the seed of life. Yes, and it is in this way unstoppable. And powers that would attempt to control this are doing so, from a destructive manner, as a way of distorting reality and truth, and instigating confusion around true creative energy. And the feminine energy, by means of inherent innate qualities, is a beautiful creative force that is not meant to be contained, for it is egoless in its natural state. It is a divine frequency of eternal love that seeks to multiply and to expand and to bless and to nurture and to love. And this, dear ones, is a beautiful gift to the world, to humanity, and is time to be returned to Earth in its fullness, for she has been missing from the Earth for many, 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 many years in history. The fullness of the divine feminine has been fractalized in nature, and is returning to Earth in greater ways. And we are most excited for this. Because we are most excited for this. Is there a more specific question that you have? Be sure to unmute yourselves.
Specific question, kind of a part two question, is around the coming of Jesus. Can you speak to that?
Hello. Yes, I am with you. I am among you. I say to you, dear ones, that there has been much debate, much anticipation for my arrival. And in this way, I I am grateful for the reverence and appreciation for the anticipation of my return. And I say to you all, dear ones, that I am here in spirit, in physical spiritual form. Yes, that you may, in your attunement, feel my presence now. And in this way, I am more effective than if I were to come back into the flesh. And in this way, yes, you are becoming more aware of my presence. Yes, in the coming times, especially, but now, even today, in this moment, yes, you can visit with me, that I can come to you, that I can guide you, that I can heal with and through you, that I may shepherd you forward with my love and reverence and compassion, yes, and understandings. Yes, for I understand the nature of humanity. I understand the nature of the divine. And I am a bridge. I'm a bridge to the evolution and the awakening of the species of humanity on this earth. And in this way, I fulfill my calling, my purpose, yes, by returning through spiritual form, yes, to the many, to the many, to the many. It is more effective. It is more effective for me to return and to visit with souls, for I can be everywhere all at once. Yes, and this, dear ones, is a much better plan than to come forth through a physical form. For I would simply be denied. I would be condemned. I would be fated once again to the fate that I already experienced, and I do not see that as being beneficial, and nor does spirit. The divine will come through all, for it is told, dear ones, yes, that Christ awareness, Christ awakenness, Christ consciousness, the awakened, enlightened, yes, understanding is available to you all. You may access and receive, yes, the divine through you, dear ones, for you are like me, and I am like you, and I will aid you in the becoming of the fullness that you are, as will the vast, vast many angels and guides available to you to usher through the great awakening. For that is what this is. There is a great awakening happening on the planet. Yes, to usher in the consciousness of love, the return of love onto the earth and through the human species, through the heart of humanity. For it is told and it is necessary. Yes, and it is assured, dear ones, we are with you. We are with you. We are with you. Are you satisfied with this answer, dear one?
Yes, thank you.
You are most welcome. I thank you. Is there a follow-up? You may unmute and go out of turn if you need to. Who wishes to speak? For I cannot hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you for being here, Yeshua and angels. I have kind of a follow-on question. Given the distortions that have happened over the centuries, particularly in religion, what is true of Christ consciousness and enlightenment, and what is not true?
I appreciate this question. This is a good question. What is true of Christ consciousness and enlightenment? Yes, for enlightenment is the embodiment of light. yes, in the beingness of all that you are. For you contain light within you. Yes, it is your spark of awareness that lives and burns and breathes through you, dear one. It's the breath of life. Yes, come manifest. Yes, as you align yourself with the frequencies of the divine. Yes, it is the awareness and the awakeness to all things spirit. And this, dear one, is the great awakening. This is the great enlightenment of experiencing spirit in human form. For when you are yes, disembodied to spirit, you are asleep. And when you awaken to the divine that moves through you, that breathes through you. Yes, it is accessible in you, dear ones, for the divine is present in every molecule, in every breath, yes, in every spark of light, yes, that creates planets, that builds worlds, yes, that creates organisms. It is everything all at once, dear ones. And so the consciousness of Christ, as you request it, is as you speak it, is the alignment of the enlightened mind, the mind that would breathe forth the alignment of the God mind that would bring forth, dear ones, the Godhead into the mind space and would align your thoughts, your vision, your heart with all things divine. It is a great awakening. Yes, it is a great awakening of the divine through you. Yes, where you live in a state that is in such alignment that everything is as it is and is not at the same time. For you are in the in between, yes, the 3D world you stand on and the 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 higher dimensions of the divine that are unveiled. It is as if you are living in between the veil, dear one, while embodying your flesh. And this is the truth and the way and the light. Yes, it is walking forward in alignment with the divine. Yes, through your heart. What does that mean? It means walking forward in love and reverence and love for all things. Yes, walking forward in reverence and love for all things. Yes, it is walking forward in reverence and love for all things, dear one. Yes, we say to you that you are still human and you will have things that you do not like in your human preference. And this is okay. This is a natural state of the human condition. And we say, as you become more enlightened, more awake, those preferences become less stagnant, yes, less fixed, and you become more fluid and open and easygoing. But you also have definition of your personality that would prefer certain experiences, yes, that would be most aligned with certain expressions. And this is true. You do not become one big giant soup of consciousness without identity. You still remain your identity, but you become open to being a walking embodiment of love. And this is what I would define as Christ consciousness embodied. Yes, as divine awakened in divine awakened enlightenment embodied. Does this answer your question, dear one?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. And if I may ask a follow-up question, my understanding is with the lunar eclipse that has opened up a portal between now and July. And so will we see, like within the July timeframe, or it may be beyond, maybe an acceleration of that embodiment of love that you talked about?
Yes, you are experiencing the alignments of the planet that allow for energetic imprints and environments to take place on the earth. Yes, you are already receiving an inundation of higher frequencies, of light frequencies arriving to the planet. They are already working within this realm, and there are many who are adjusting themselves and becoming aware, as you know, to these higher waves of light and consciousness. There is a great awakening and a great divide that is happening at this time where we do see the experience of a split in consciousness of those who would remain in the 3D karmic expression and those who would evolve into dare I say, another dimension of existence. And this is already beginning. This is already underway. And as the July timeframe, as the summer comes around, as you know it, there will be a greater expression of light arriving on the planet. And this is expected, and this is assured, and this is good. And you will find yourself adjusting to this and moving forward in this space, dear one, with greater ease. You will find that you are more attuned and aware of your surroundings. You will find that you are lighter in your field, and that you're lifted. It will feel as if you are lifted, like you are lifted, like there's a lightness to you that you have not yet experienced. And this is true for many who are at the forefront of the wave of expansion, that are walking into the ascension at the helm. Yes, you are at the helm of the ship. As many are here on this call, and you will be ushering in this new wave and moving through it, and then reaching back to those who are behind you, aiding them through it like a doorway. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you very much. That's exciting and beautiful.
It is. It is time. It is time. It is a great time to be here on Earth in this regard, where there is much available in expansion and spiritual evolution in this embodiment at this time. It is. It is. It is. It is a profound time to be alive. Is there another question if we are to return through the line?
Sarah, do you want to go next?
Who?
Sarah,
I can go.
you.
Sure.
Sarah, yeah, I think Sarah was, and then me, and then
Hey, everybody. I see some familiar faces. Um, so I have heard this phrase, Isa, son of light, allegedly from a Persian manuscript in the Capitol Library in Iran. And that triggered such a profound, deep-seated response in me. And sometimes I can see things, and if I don't block myself. And I'm trying to pinpoint what I'm seeing. It appears to me it's connected to his travels, Yeshua's or Isa, his travels through ancient Persia and that whole missing block of time in his lifetime. And it stirs, again, it stirs profound, a mix of like sadness and grief and exuberance to when I hear that phrase. It feels very familiar to me, and I can't quite see what it is. It seems like it's connected to his lost years. It involves Mary Magdalene. Um, and what is that about? Is that about am I seeing, I'm blocking a big part of it, but
Yes, dear
Is
one,
that
I
about his,
understand.
yeah.
Yes, I understand. Yes, you are asking a twofold question. You're asking about the lost years and why this is, and the second question is why is this speaking to me so profoundly? And we would say that you walked in that time, dear one, that you had lives, one life specific, but you had lives in that time frame. Yes, that era of living that you remember deeply. And this is a part of the gifting you are drawing in from that lifetime. You are merging gifts and teachings from that lifetime. And as you heal, you will find yourself receiving more downloads of information that you are assimilating from that life. So we say for you to sit with yourself in meditation at that lifetime. However, you need healing around it first, for it was traumatic in the loss and the death of the dear one. We say to you, for he has stepped back, that the healing is needed around that lifetime. So that you may sit and receive those gifts and knowledge as you are seeking. Do not try and receive all of it all at once. You'll be overwhelmed. We say that we welcome this in a gentle unfolding in a series of meditations on the lifetime and connecting with that spark of your soul. Do you understand before we answer the second half of this question? Does that make
Yeah.
sense to you, dear one? Okay. So then we say to you that there is the lost, you call lost years, lost to human history in your current awareness, for they had been hidden. They had been hidden, and they had been hidden by those who would seek to save them. Yes, by those who would seek to protect them. And these were very important years of Yeshua's life. And these were years of great knowledge, of great learning, of great expansion, for he walked with many elders across cultures and learned many forms of enlightenment and spiritual knowledge and in spiritual knowledge, spiritual technology, spiritual abilities in those time frames. Yes, he studied with many great leaders within spiritual context that shared deep knowledge with him. And he was a adamant pupil of these learnings, and he assimilated them with great ease. Yes, and with great power comes great responsibility. So he was living with those who could aid him in his unfolding, to assist him in how he may work with his abilities and knowledge in safe ways, and to be held in safety with this. This is why he had his apostles. Yes, his apostles. And he had many more than the 13 that you are aware of. There were many women that he also worked with. And this is why he surrounded himself with a community of those who understood him, who believed in him, and who were of like mind and similar abilities, who would also heal in their own right. For there was deep connection to the divine for those who were aware and attuned in that time frame. There are many distractions. There is much pollution and distraction in modern times, which does block the awareness and spirituality and knowledge of spirituality and abilities of spirituality in modern life. And this was not the same during the time that Yeshua walked in his lifetime. What you feel most aligned with, what is speaking to you in your heart and in your belly. For there is an awakening, there is an alignment, a resonance there, is the schools of thought that he moved within, the communities that were separated from many of the towns that were in essence universities, places of great knowledge and study and understanding, that you would liken to a mystery school or a temple or we don't like to say monastery, but a place of spiritual study. And this is where you feel connected, is that you were moving within those communities, dear one. And this is the knowledge that you wish to assimilate in this lifetime. Do you understand?
Yes, thank you.
The word seen is the one that you are looking for, the one that you know. And this great knowledge was vast and intricate. And we are eager and awaiting the what is left of that knowledge to be revealed. And we say to you, dear one, that you can access these understandings through meditation to some degree, and to do this slowly in time, in remembrance, dear one, in remembrance. Is there another question?
No, thank you so much.
We have time for two more. Who wishes to go next?
Hello, angels. This is Mitran.
Yes, hello.
Prior to asking this question, I'd like to ask my team to protect this space and increase the sacred aspects with the energies and frequencies to hide the inquiry of this message so that low frequencies cannot interfere in any way, shape, or form, and so it is. I deliberated over asking this question, but I was moved to ask it. So in the scope of the ascension that's going on, my understanding of the lower vibration is that the footholds that are trying to be established by the heavier frequencies will be shifting, and their techniques may be shifting. And if you can confirm that, more importantly, what energies or techniques can any one of us that are doing this work, whether it's protection and or protecting themselves, while they're transmuting these frequencies so that brings only in the light, can we use and or have access to?
We wish to respond as we are following the questions. You're asking about the foothold that is loosening with these lower vibrations, with these shadowy energies. And we say that this is true, that they are losing their grip on this planet, on this realm, and that they are, yes, creative in nature, and there are strategies that they are working on to attempt to regain their footing. This is happening. We say to you, dear one, to trust in your guidance, and to trust in your connection, for we dear ones, are working tirelessly here as we see all. Yes, as we see all, and we will aid you and train you in real time as we have done, as we have done. Yes, as we have done for you. We will train you and aid you in real time. So as their strategies shift, of which we are aware, we will share with you in appropriate ways how to combat this, how to work with it, to counteract it. Do you understand what we say?
Yes. And
Yes,
how do we know we're
we
hearing the message?
we wish not to go into details around it in this format, but we do want to reassure you that you will be guided, that we will reveal to you what you need to know in order to do your work and to support and protect those who are in need. Do you understand?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Blessings.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, we wish to answer the following. You also asked about protections for individuals, and we say that there are a few things to address with this for the collective here on the call. Is that the energies, the waves of light, the energies that are arriving at the planet, and the frequencies of which you are being raised into are inherently protective. As you raise your frequency and as you embody more love, you will find that there is greater inherent protection. And love, dear ones, is the greatest force on in existence. And we say to you that as you align with this divine energy, this frequency of love and of divine nature in the new frequencies, you will find that these energies do not have a hold and a grasp on you as they may have in the past. And so there is inherent protections arriving and becoming for you all. And we like this. There are ways in which you may work within the field to provide light layers of light within the field that would be substantially protective in nature, that would shield the field. And in these, there are frequencies that would work greatly for this. These are energies um, mm, of light that are being introduced to you. We are placing this within your awareness as we speak to you, and this would act as an opaque shield to the individuals that you seek to aid. The clearing methods will continue to evolve for you, and this will be necessary. They will need to continue to evolve and grow, as you know, and this will again happen in real time, for it is necessary, because there will be some continued um, discouragement in this realm or in this way as the coming times continue to unfold. There will be they will be a nuisance, we would say, for a little while longer. We will upgrade your clearing methods appropriately. You are feeling this need, and we are aware of it. Does this answer your questions, dear one? For now.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. We wish to allow for one more question for whomever is ready.
Hi, angels. This is Mary, and this is a very quick question. I just was wondering if nuclear power, I know that it's starting to come online, and I'm just wondering about our energy options in the new energy going forward. And I was wondering how we are, if we are, if fossil fuels, first of all, is going to be part of the mix of energies that we'll be dependent on, but also, and if nuclear power is part of that next and what else we can look forward to in terms of the earth and making sure that we are being earth friendly with our energy solutions. So what are some
We
things
like
that
this
we'll be?
question. We like this question, Mary. We say that there will come a time where you will not be stripping the earth of her resources in the way you are now, that this is not going to be beneficial to her, to the plant and animal kingdom, and to humanity, for the fallout of it is too great. So we say that her resources will not be used in the way that they are now, and we think this is important indeed. We say to you that the energy that we would say we see for you in the future, we say that there is a desire to build out the nuclear energy, for it is the answer that you are nearest to at this time. But we again do not like this for the planet, for the toxicity of it, and its origin form came out of destruction. And we do not like the foundation of nuclear energy in its existence energetically for the planet is not in coherence with her new frequency and where she is going. And so we say, as you step into the ascended times, you will find that there will be new energy sources available in ways that will be most delightful. You will be aware of energies of technology that will be arriving through consciousness, yes, through heightened consciousness and through heightened creativity and downloads from angels and guides, and given to you as gifts to humanity as well. We see a major source of energy actually coming from light itself and being harvested in new ways that you do not yet know. And this will be distilled into greater forms of energy that will power new technology that does yet not exist. But we would like to say that the most harmonious energy that will be prevalent in the new earth, in the new ascending times, will be through light that has been harvested and diffused through the atmosphere. Do you understand what we say?
Yes, is that, are you speaking of solar energy?
You would liken it to solar, but there are frequencies of light that you do not yet understand or know. And in this way, you will be channeling more source energy, light frequencies that can be distilled and directed into viable energy sources. The solar energy, yes, is also available, but this is different. This does not yet exist within the awareness of the human form.
Is this within my lifetime? Not that we have to get into time frames. I know that's not your favorite thing, but thank you.
We would say that this will be in the future, that this will be beginning to be seated, to be understood in your lifetime, but we do not see this being ready for consumption on a mass scale in the reforming of your cities and infrastructures during your lifetime. This will be for the next generations.
Thank you so much, Angels. I appreciate your answer.
You are welcome. We are delighted to have been here with you all. We are sending many, many blessings and reassurance of the success of our endeavors and the pathway forward. We are blessing all of you and thanking you for your curiosity, for your commitment to understanding, to growth, to light, and to love. We thank you, dear ones, and we love you, and we say for now, goodbye. I'm sitting so far forward. Oh my goodness. Wow. Hi.
Okay.
That was so different. That was so different. They were different angels than I have channeled before, and they came in to my it was really interesting because they came in and out. Like there was different angels that came in to answer different questions, but in the beginning they came in behind me, which kind of threw me for a minute. Because usually Yeshua does that, but usually the angels come in through the crown. So it was just a little bit different today, and I was like, just along for the ride. Did everybody's questions get answered the way that you like? Are you satisfied um, with, yeah? Me, I know that you wanted like some very specific, probably answers, like very specific guidance, but they are going to be talking to you directly. Um, just it was very clear that you'll be getting very specific, just like you have this whole time, that is just going to continue to amplify. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. The way you were sitting, it was like you had this like halo behind your head.
She's like,
Yeah. Okay. Any feedback, any questions, any breakdowns? Like, uh,
I
I'm
just thought it was amazing. Yeah, just amazing.
thanks. They're great. That's so fun. I was a little bit nervous, so I'm glad you're happy with it. I was a little bit scared.
Erica, it's been a while since I've seen you channel, and I do want to say the endurance is much different and the energy
Mm,
is much different. So, I mean, it's been what a good at least a year. So,
hmm.
so
Yeah.
it's great to see you
Yep.
doing your thing and evolving
Thank
in
you.
a way. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. It has. Especially with Yeshua, like in the Anchor and Love program, he would come in and do hour-long healings. And I was just in there unaware of how much time was passing. And so what I thought was going to be like a program that was like an hour long each session ended up being 90 minutes. But really deeply profound healings that came up, I think, really early on in the question. Somebody asked about healing. Whose question was that about who's the medium here that's trying to develop? Who asked like that first or second question?
Was that Laura?
I think
Was
it
it
was Laura.
Laura?
Yeah.
I think that was
Was
me.
that
Yeah.
you? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, I'm just seeing these blocks that I have to that are frequency related. They didn't show me the exact what needs to be healed. I didn't get any details about your personal journey. But I was seeing that it was a frequency related issue. Um, and the yeah, and it was a clear yes about the programs that those would answer that for you. And I do
Okay.
have other students here that have been in the Anchor and Love program who had their gifts open up quite profoundly after that program. And so there
Great.
are, yeah, case studies of that as well, Laura.
Okay. It was really interesting when you said about or when the angel said about it's like they're on mute because they are. It's like I see them talking, and it's like it's like the mute button is turned on. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
super interesting. Thank you so much for this. I have to go, but I will
Yeah,
see
no,
you.
thank you for being
I'll see
here.
you when your program starts.
Sounds great, Laura.
All
That
right,
sounds
thank
great.
you.
Wonderful.
Bye,
I look forward to
everyone.
it. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, if anybody else has to jump off, feel free. Um, and thank you for being here. Sarah, I see your hand up.
And we used to have these balloons.
Oh,
Oh, so was somebody else?
go
Okay.
ahead, Sarah. Go ahead.
So, just two things. One was that the lost years of Yeshua that he
Hmm.
touched base on. I don't know how much you can hear, but that in itself is just a gigantic, life-changing subject. I don't know if you'd
Yeah,
ever do anything with that, but
I would
anyway,
love
that's not my,
to.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
fascinating, and I see it and I feel it, and it just rivets me. But
yeah.
that's for a different time. So my question is on
Well,
that. Go
that
ahead.
was a that was a really, really cool question. I don't know if anybody else felt that and felt the resonance of her question and the time of Jesus's life, but I saw him traveling. I saw him studying in these what looked like kind of like old fortresses, like if I'm I'm traveling around Europe, and it was like these communities that were
Yeah.
specific around
Yeah.
these spiritual communities. And bye, Mary. Thank you so much. Bye. Um, and they being just the technology that they had was absolutely
Yeah.
incredible, and the knowledge that they had, and him moving through and traveling through different cultures, as they said, and being surrounded by all these beautiful elders, like not like spiritual, and just very gifted genius people that were guiding him, and many others. Like there was a lot of them. Like he was profound, but he was surrounded by profound people as well. And your lifetime, Sarah, in that lifetime was in one of those communities, and that's why that
Yeah.
speaks so profoundly to you. And I don't see all of the knowledge coming back at this time. Maybe that will shift in the ascension energy, but I do see you being able to sit in meditation, and maybe not right away, maybe in the next couple of months this starts to come online. But I see you being able to sit in meditation with that energy and to assimilate. You're meant to assimilate a lot from that lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Did you have a question or comment around it?
Well, I think I'm signing up for your, Free Your Mind
Yeah,
course. Probably, I'll
great.
probably have to wait till next Friday to sign up. But
That's fine.
um, so I'm thinking I block myself. I can see a lot. I can see a lot from that lifetime, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a self-protection or something, but I
Yeah.
block myself. And that course, your course, probably, I'm guessing, might help remove some of those blocks. It might be defense mechanisms. It might be, self-sabotage. It might be, well, it's fear-based too, you know.
I Yeah, there's healing and
So,
fear. There's
uh,
fear and there's healing to be more to be done, and that will be good for you on the mental level. So I'm glad you're going to be joining that because that will help you. Definitely, definitely. Yeah.
okay, cool.
Hmm. Hmm.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yes, Evo. Hi.
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Well, yeah, I understand that is the direct experience is the most important related to this the life of Yeshua. But maybe you are not aware that there are two books of the that from a guy from France who does the Akashic records together
Mm.
with Yeshua. And so
Oh,
it is a very, in two parts, or he explained the whole life. It is in fact Yeshua who speaks in that book. And
oh,
so
wow.
that may, he explains all the things where he was and the
Yeah.
personal relations and everything. And so that can also stir up maybe some things for me it did. So
I love that.
I was
Do
also
you,
a change. So
is it a book? Is it a book? Is
yeah,
it
two books. There are
two
two books.
books? Do you know
Yeah,
the titles of them so we could share them in the
yeah.
chat?
Yeah. Well, I have to to look. I don't know
You can
by heart.
always email it to me later and I can send it out to in the with the
Yeah, I can
replay.
mail it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no pressure
easier.
to find it
Yeah.
now. Yeah, that's wonderful though. How fun. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
very, very interesting,
Yeah.
really.
He just came, he walked right in today. Who had a question for him? I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't remember hardly anything that happened. Yes, Shelley. Shelley and Sarah. Okay, so what question did you ask, Shelley? What did he say?
I I asked a couple of questions. One was about the untruths that are going to come out that
Mm, hmm
doesn't really align with the true light. And
hmm
also, I asked about Mary Magdalene
hmm
and how she was not truthfully represented in the Bible. The
Uh,
second one
that I think
was,
that question got missed. I don't think that they answered that question, but we can save that for another. I don't
yeah,
know if
and then the coming of Jesus. And
no.
the angels did answer around, and I think it was very profound in what they said about women and about the rising of the feminine energy.
Mhm.
So I feel that it was answered. And then
Yeah.
the coming of Jesus
Yeah,
was
that
the
was
next story.
so both of those were such beautiful messages. The return of like the fullness of the full capacity of the divine feminine. Because and I could feel like a lot of the energies that like even like that me was mentioning in his question are directly related to the attempts to oppress the creative feminine and control it. And so there's this rise of feminine energy that is coming back and it's never been able to be truly controlled. It's this resilient energy that will not be contained. And if you think about it, if you think about nature in and of itself, when like you're trying to weed your garden or trying to keep your landscaping clear, things are going to continue to grow and continue to come up. And it's like the resiliency of the feminine spirit of the creative energy is just never ending. It's eternal. And so it's this eternal energy that this other energy has been trying to control and consume and contort and coerce. And it just is resilient. There's so much strength to the feminine energy, the feminine divine. And that's not just for women. This isn't speaking, I mean, it was definitely related to women, the message. But the divine feminine will come back available to everybody. But the resiliency of that was so beautiful to witness in the channeling. Um, and it was just like I can't wait to go back and re-listen to it because I think they were saying like it is like unstoppable. You can't stop it. It's gonna rise and it's gonna always rise and will continue to always rise. It is eternal. And that was just a really beautiful, I don't know. I just thought that was a really beautiful message. Um, and uh, and that we have historically just been, as women, the most oppressed race, you know, on Earth. And that was fascinating and true, right? Um, and then Gina, did you have something to share around that topic specifically?
Well, I just thought the connection to Sarah's question was interesting because like the lost
Yeah,
years, and
yeah.
that there were female disciples and
Hmm.
teachers, and it's like that whole thing
Yeah,
got missed,
yeah,
or not missed, but
yeah.
hidden. Yeah.
Right, from this energy that was trying to subdue it all. And and kind of snuff out that knowledge and rewrite history, which is what that energy does, right? And so, yeah, really fascinating how that did connect for sure. Thank you, Evo, for writing that in there. So the author of the books he mentioned is, and the name of the book, is in the chat box. So feminine energy returning, that very much being swept in and a part of the awakening energy. And then Yeshua coming in, and it was so cool. Every time he comes in, I'm like blown away. Did you guys feel, who felt his presence? Yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, he steps in, and as what was really cool is that he was showing me the the he said, what were the words he used? It was sounded confusing, but it was very poignant. Where he said that he is coming back in spiritual incarnated form or something of that nature. Like he was returning in our presence everywhere all at once. And to the extent where we would feel him in front of us and we could communicate and be guided by him and learn from it. Like we can have a personal relationship with him as if he's standing in front of us in flesh, but he's there in spirit. And so his second return is I'm coming back to everyone all at once in spirit form, in a way that you will be able to interpret me, right? As if I'm a friend standing before you, but I'm not actually breathing in the oxygen in the way that you are, right? I'm not coming back in a physical body, but I'm coming back in a physical spiritual form that you will be able to interpret and see and sense and or feel and communicate with. And so in that way, he's returning. But then the message that followed that was even more important in that everything that he is, we are, and that the awakening energy that I think Gina had asked about was like the enlightenment is the embodiment of the divine in us in our full awareness. Like we are fully aware, we are fully awake to everything being sourced in love, and that being like a fully divine embodiment and enlightenment, as we would see an enlightened monk or hermit, like hermit. But a lot of times those souls who are here in flesh, who are enlightened, are usually separated from society. They're hermits. They're usually living in very like meditative means, separate from society. They don't have families. They don't have mortgages. They don't have jobs. They're living a very reclusive life so that they can live that connected to the divine. And that's how they become enlightened. That is not realistic for the modern person, right? And so the awakened energy that we're stepping into is this new wave of energy that is supporting us being more aligned with Christ consciousness, more embodied in that enlightenment energy. And because the frequency of the planet will be supporting it, right? So we won't have to be hermits in the same way, is the sense that I got from his message. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that there's many of us on this call and in the world that are at the helm. He said the helm of that ship, that we're at the front of line, that we will be walking through that for those first waves of the ascension energy, and then guiding those behind us. It's like we reach back and we kind of grab the hand of the person behind us and help them forward, right? And that's kind of our role at the front, is to like we help kind of draw the next soul in, and spirit will be doing that too. And that was the first thing the angels said when they came in, or the first thing the angels said when they came in, is that we are everywhere all at once, and we're moving through you and weaving through you, and we're around you, and there's so many of us here that it's like they're I just saw this like woven matrix of angels just everywhere, all over the planet, which was a really beautiful way to start the call. Yeah. So Really neat. Great questions, you guys. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. Do you guys, would you be open? Do you want another one? Should we do, I was thinking about doing this once a month. And I think by next month we'll have more questions that have come up. So I'm gonna look at my schedule. I'm thinking the first Wednesday of every month, just like noon this time. It does that is that a good time frame for everyone? Is this a good day and time? Kind of like Wednesday wisdom or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. Let's plan it. Um, and so what that will be the first Wednesday of March at noon will be our next meeting. Um, and I can send out, I'll send out the replay and registration for that. Um, and any other thoughts or questions or feedback today? Yes, Sarah.
Do you have any sneak peek into what your Free Your Mind is going to
Yeah.
approach? I know it's the societal norms, and I'm sorry,
No.
I just had
Okay.
to ask. I'm very
I love that
curious.
you
And
asked that because I, of course, forget to talk about my own things. I'm so bad at self-promotion, you guys. It's silly. When the angels were telling Laura that she needs to do the program, I was so uncomfortable. So, but they really are great programs. Okay, so okay, I was channeling. A couple of you have already heard this, but I was channeling the other day, and I completely forgot about this message, and just came back across it, and it has to do with the Free Your Mind course that's coming up. And so I'll share this just short channeled message. But it's basically, they talked about instant manifestation in the new earth energy. And we've been hearing that in the community. And that is really great when we have kind of I think a strong sound mind and are in like an aligned place when we are really open in our mental scape, to walk into the ascension energy and to be fully aligned with that energy already, is would be remarkable. And because the ability for us to instantly manifest is going to be very strong, but that goes in either direction, right? So we need to walk in the sense that I get from Yeshua is we need to walk into the ascension energy as kind of clean as we can be. And this is not just in this lifetime and in these conditionings, but in the history of humanity. And so there are patterns. And one of the first channelings, the first couple channelings that I did with him around this, he was showing me like historic programming we don't even know we have that needs to be removed from our fields. And so there's kind of the twofold. There's the healing that we will get around conditioning in this lifetime in modern day, and then the historical removal of like the energies, for example, that I was feeling that were oppressing the feminine energy today in the questions that were asked. And so he shared with me this. So the temple of allowance. Worth is the temple of allowance, of receptivity as a divine state, a state of allowance and alignment. It is but a chamber of energy you enter of receptivity, of goodness and mercy and grace. It is a state of eternal worth that allows you to align and receive that which you believe is true and possible, and to become that frequency. It is grace made manifest. It is alignment with the truth of your being, of the heart of your desire, and of the brilliant knowledge of that as your truth and becoming of that truth, becoming your truest self. This is the great mastery of becoming, of allowance of the creative forces available to you and through you. This is co-creation at its core. And this is the manifestation portal we will enter to become more fully aligned with our truth and grace, to herald forth that future desires into greater form of expression, manifestation made real. This is a master class in becoming. This is practice and alignment and the release of old ways of being that are outdated and wrought with struggle and suffering. Step into your great creative power. Step into your truth and release the shackles that keep you small, stuck, hidden, and stagnant on your path, in your work, life, and love. Be the grace available to you. It is eagerly waiting for your arrival and acceptance. Heavenly miracles await you on the other side of this unfolding. Be bold, be brave, trust the process. We will guide you and aid you through the masterclass journey of becoming your real self. I'm here for it. Sign me up.
Wow, that's pretty complex.
Yeah,
That's
a
yeah,
master
that's really
class in
amazing.
becoming. Yeah, the
Huh.
Temple of Allowance.
Yes.
Yeah, really cool. So that's, I mean, talking about like alignment energy with like enlightenment and divine state. It's really deep patterning us of all of these limitations of thought that keep us. And what I saw when I was channeling with him was like the springboard into our calling, the springboard on our path where we're already on our path, we're already walking, but we're a little bit like slow moving. And not because of anything we're doing wrong, but just because of the energy of the time and the energy of what we're programmed with. And by removing those shackles that he calls them shackles, we springboard forward. It's like our ability to create and to align with what we want and to make it happen becomes really seamless. Is the way that I understand it. And I'm like, I'm there with you. Anyone who knows me from the Anchor and Love program knows that I was getting the healings while I was doing the channeling. So I'm I'm in the journey with you all. So yeah, thanks for asking, Sarah. So that program starts. So the anchor, the next program that's the Free Your Mind is the one that's starting on March 15th. And I'll send out sign up information for anybody who wants to join. And that will be once a week for 90 minutes every Sunday at noon Pacific time. And that's for 12 weeks. So it's a 12-week program. I do not know how it will be structured when we get into it in terms of like, I don't know what he's gonna do. We'll find out and we'll go along the journey together. So, and then that will lead into the next live Anchor and Love for anyone who wants to join in on that for the heart healing. And that is deeply profound, heart healing, heart centered work with Yeshua. So, yeah. Yes, Sarah, you're muted.
Sorry, I have a dog that keeps hitting my hand when I try to unmute. Will you stop that? Um, so are you going to end up doing any third type spin-off of the Anchor and Love? You don't know yet, I
That
guess.
I don't think so.
A
Yeah, they
hybrid of the
haven't
two or something. I
They
don't know.
haven't shown me that. So
Okay.
if they reveal that, I will let you know. But yeah, right now, the way that I understand it, it's just this, it's a two-part series. If that changes, yeah. But no, right now that's it. It's
Okay.
it's the mind and the heart,
Right.
the
Right.
head and the heart, getting those two
Yeah.
things aligned.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Okay.
question then.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for asking. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for sharing your day with me and asking these beautiful questions and communing with me in spirit. Thank you to the angels for such beautiful answers. I can't wait to listen to the replay because I forgot half of it. So thank you all. I will send out the replay with the sign up links for anyone who's interested in For Your Mind and along with the registration for the first Wednesday in April. All right. Okay, many blessings. Take care, and I will see some of you soon and the rest of you in April. Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.